It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the Denver Nuggets. For the Nuggets, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Well, tonight we'll see Jeff Teague in action, and he really is the engine for this team. He might have flown under the radar before, Shaq, but not anymore.
You know, he has no problem getting into the teeth of the defense. He's very efficient with every touch he gets. Last season, he shot almost 5 free throws a game. Only thing I question is him being aggressive, not some of the time, but all of the time.
You know what? I think he's on the natural progression. A lot of people think he should have been a little bit step ahead because a few years ago it's taken him to get to this point. But this is a natural progression, and he has.
Capacity crowd here at the Pepsi Center. It's the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Tip-off goes to Denver. So here's Miami's starting group. Irving is out there at Malone. Then there's Robertson. And there's Carter. And it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the 5, roaming the paint. Lillard, that's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Lillard's got his team on the board to start the game for the Nuggets.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Robertson drives in. Hits the front of the rim and out.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Irving. And the dunk by O'Neal.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, that's huge. Miami shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Shooting two.
And he makes the first.
You know, the Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
Both free throws good for Irving. Nuggets did have their problems on the offensive end, too, something that's rare for them, hitting the open shot and the mid-range shot and beyond being one of them.
You know, Kevin, how about being last in the league in catch-and-shoot field goal percentage? I mean, got a good amount of looks that way, but really struggled shooting only 34% in those situations.
And Leonard gets it to go.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
To the middle. Kemp with the steal. Lillard with it. Pass to Harden.
This sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. And Lillard kicks to Kemp, passes it to Harden. Denver passing it around. Here's O'Neal. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Now here is Carter. Abdul-Jabbar, a screen on Harden. Lillard against Robertson. Malone outside. Just 5 to shoot. And that one's good by Abdul-Jabbar.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Robertson against Lillard. 1:12 left in the first quarter. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. The Nuggets shooting their first free throws of the game.
Definitely an area where they can improve. Only 73% as a team from the line last year.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
That's good from O'Neal for the Nuggets. Towns, he's checked in for Kemp. Butler comes in for James Harden. And it's Moncrief in for Damian Lillard. And then for Miami, Malone's checked in for Malone. Drexler comes in for Vince Carter. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Robertson. That misses, so he splits the free throws. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
Count that one. The Nuggets leading by 5. To the left side wing. Now here's Towns. Tight defense on him. Butler in the corner and out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Cheeks checked in for O'Neal. The Heat also changing it up. Worthy comes in for Abdul-Jabbar and Mullins subbed in for Irving. .41 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now Billups. Screen by Malone. Billups dishes to Malone. And here's Drexler outside. It's rebounded by Towns. Nuggets have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Here's Cheeks. Kicks it to Towns. 1 second left. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Nuggets on top, leading by 5. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Denver.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Robertson is out there with Carter. Then it's Malone. Then it's Mullen. And it's Malone in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. 3 on the clock. And here's Robertson outside. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Malone's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Heat.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Kemp against Malone. The screen from Kemp. It's Harden with the drive. Wide open. And that's collected by Malone. The Heat trail by 3. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off of teams, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Here's Cheeks. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Let's go. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. For the Nuggets, O'Neal comes in for Towns. And Lillard subbed in for Cheeks. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Miami. Irving comes in for Mullen. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Robertson kicks to Irving. Six to shoot. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Harden outside. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Lillard against Robertson. The pass to Irving. It's blocked by Shaq. They get it back. Stolen by O'Neal. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Left side, Butler. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And he gets it to go. Lillard's got 5 points so far.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
For the Nuggets, Rodman, he's checked in for Kemp. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Moncrief in for James Harden. Then for the Heat, James Worthy's checked in for Malone. Drexler comes in for Vince Carter. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Robertson. "13 feet away. The shot by Abdul-Jabbar, no good.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Lillard, the pass to Rodman. Here's Leonard. Miami grabs the miss. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
The Nuggets leading by 4. He dishes it to Lillard. Back to Leonard. Shaq with the screen. Outside Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Leaner from distance. No good. And Miami the other way now. 32 seconds left in the first half. Drexler against Lillard. Fade away. No good off the back of the rim. The Nuggets have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. O'Neal high post. Lillard right side. No luck.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish, somebody forgot to finish it.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Nuggets lead by 4. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. The second quarter was a heated battle, and they were only outscored by 1, ending the half with a 4-point lead. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, you expect the home team to take care of business, and they have. They didn't play flawlessly, but they held their own. Now we get to see the true test in the second half.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, they're definitely struggling with their offensive efficiency. Anytime you're shooting in the low 30s from the floor, you're not going to put yourself in a position to win. They look too predictable right now. They need to do a better job of adjusting to what they're seeing from the defense.
So that does it for us. Hope you enjoyed our halftime show. Now we take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half call.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And what he gives his team, guys, is an edge. He just lights up an arena when he gets it going. And in that first half, young fella had it going.
Not just an edge, though, Greg. I think he gives them a confidence and a swagger they wouldn't otherwise have. And he's a special player to have around, no doubt about that.
The Heat trail by 4. The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
We've got Kawhi Leonard. Shaquille O'Neal is out there with Sean Kemp. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Harden in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's Shaq. Abdul-Jabbar with the block. And here is Robertson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Feeds to Malone. Outside Irving. 4 on the clock. For the tie, he lays it in. Irving's got it all tied up now for the Heat.
And, you know, for Denver, historically, they've enjoyed a lot of success for a long time. I mean, missing the playoffs consecutively might have been the wake-up call they needed to try something different going forward.
Kemp can't hit.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Now here's Robertson for the lead. Damian Lillard pulls it in.
And listen, it's sometimes really hard for teams like the Nuggets to know when to rebuild. So while they weren't quite sure what they had coming into last season, by the end of it, they had a clear idea of what direction they needed to head into for the future.
Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Cheeks checked in for Denver. Moses Malone, he's checked in for Miami. The Heat have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
That is good.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Towns, he's checked in for Denver. Butler comes in for James Harden. Mullins checked in for Miami. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year. No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Heat shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
And it's something they know that if they improve, can really have a big impact on their success.
Two shots. Two shots.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. He doesn't get the second one.
Even with the miss, he got the big one there to put him in front.
Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor.
Right,
his
now,
defense
take
is
a break,
as strong
take a
as
break.
it gets
Two
for a
shots.
first-year player.
That free throw good from Butler.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Moncrief, he's checked in for Denver. The Heat also with a sub. Drexler's checked in. And so Butler nails both of them. Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
Clock is at 3. Here's Robertson. Some shot is good that time. Robertson's got the lead up to 1 now for the Heat.
It is so hard to contain it. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Back to Drexler. He kicks it to Malone. Denver grabs the miss.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
There's the dish to Drexler. 43 seconds left in the third. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
And, you know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season, miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but it's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
free throw, no good. And the Nuggets making a change here. Rodman's checked in, and Miami with a change here too. Phillips is checked in. And he sinks the second. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Now here is Moncrief. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And that one's good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Drexler. Back to Billups. Malone with the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Drexler outside. And yes, a nice assist from Billups.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Here's Towns. Got it off in time, but it's no good. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Heat leading by 3. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Here's Lillard. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Carter is out there with Chauncey Billups. Then it's Kareem, and there's Malone, and it's Irving in at the 3 slot. Now, here is Harden. Outside Kemp. 5 on the clock. Fires it up. No good. Good work defensively by Carter. Miami leading by 3. Left side, Irving. Can't get it to go. And Denver the other way now. Lillard outside. Shaq with the screen. Harden dishes to Kemp. Rodman kicks to Harden. Again, the miss by Harden.
Well, it's no wonder he's a bit cold. He's used to getting a lot more shots than he has today.
Irving passes to Billups. The feed to Malone. Billups goes in. Dishes to Malone. Back to Billups. Malone with the screen. Billups kicks to Malone. And yes, a nice assist from Billups. Malone's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Heat. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Mike Malone as he addressed his team. His message, don't even look at the score right now. We've got to make one play at a time and execute. That's how we'll take this thing home. Kevin, he's trying to keep them focused.
All right, Doris, thanks. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Lillard dishes to O'Neal. O'Neal is screen on Robertson. Here's Lillard, and boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The Heat leading by 3. Robertson kicks to Malone. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Pass to Robertson. It's blocked by Shaq. Lillard, the pass to Kemp. To the inside. O'Neal makes it off the glass. And now just a 1-point Heat lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Leonard check in for Bradley Beal. .151 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Carter. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. He's able to hit the second one, and that will put them up by 2.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead, hopefully for them. That miss won't cost them.
Denver with the ball. Harden dishes to O'Neal. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Robertson drives in. Carter outside. From outside the arc. Kemp with the rebound. The Nuggets trail. And Lillard kicks to Leonard. Lillard the pass to Harden. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Here's Harden on the wing. To the paint to tie it up. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. That one drops. He ties it up.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
With the ball. and just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Here's Carter. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. First one, and that gives them the lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Nicely done. Without much separating these teams, that's when you have to make good at the line.
Here's Lillard. Down low. And Shaq with the slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Carter drives in. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Harden. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
This is exactly what happens when you allow James Harden to heat up.
Seconds left in the fourth quarter. That drive by Carter. To the wing on the left. Here's Malone. It's blocked by Shaq. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Shot clock at 6. Irving attacking. It's good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. The second one is good. Bring both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
Malone, count it, and the foul. Sean Kemp picks one up right there.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The clutch
incredible composure at the line to tie it up and give them a chance to get it to overtime.
Harden dishes to Lillard. Back to Harden. Puts it up. It's in! Harden. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. So it's the Nuggets taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
Yep, and it might not be the way a coach would have drawn it up or wanted it to end, but these fans love it.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Congratulations, Damian, on a nice win. What does this sort of game say about this team?
I think, first of all, it says that, we got to learn how to keep a lead. We can't let teams put us in that position at the end of a game when we play so well. But I think it showed our composure, our ability to win the game down the stretch when the team had us on our heels in the closing minutes of the game. We found a way to pull it out.
You certainly showed some toughness, Damian. Thanks for the time, guys.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Let's take a look now as we give our nod to our Jordan Player of the Game.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
Tonight, he showed us great instincts on the defensive end. They relied on him to protect the rim, and he piled up with block after block after block.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.